The following is a fan-based discussion. All properties discussed are property of Toei Inc., Bandai, Hasbro, and Tsuburaya Productions. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of First Impressions. Marcus and Jacob here to discuss our first impressions on the new Sentai, Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger. But before we do, there is something I would like to say. Academy Award winner Godzilla -1.
Oh yeah, it won.
Won the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. It also, at the Japanese Academy Awards,
Yes.
it won Best Film. It won Best Picture. And as well as a number of other awards. The actress who played the neighbor won Best Supporting
I
Actress.
saw that.
I think it won Best Screenplay as well. But yes, to Yamazaki and your team, omedetou gozaimasu. Congratulations. Well-deserved win. Very happy. So we'll start off with some good news there, and now on to Boonboomger.
And we'll start with what we always do. With
The opening. It's good.
I like the opening.
It is the same guy who sang Zed, right?
Yes.
The Ultraman Zed. You can tell at the end.
Your first One Punch Man.
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. He performed it live first before the show came out. Because he did like the Super Sentai, like all their openings and stuff, the Kamen Rider ones. And he came out.
They have those festivals, it seems like once a year.
Yeah. And it was online, so we got to hear the, it was on YouTube. So we got to hear the opening before the show. He sang it live. It sounded good then. It sounds better with all the ADR and everything. So...
Yeah. The end. It ends on a very strong note, much the way Zet opened on a very strong note.
He just, those long notes that he does.
I love at the end where he's holding that like note and he's holding it very well, but I like how it's zooming in on the title as he's going up. It's good.
It's so good.
Good stuff. But the show itself.
Coming off of King Oger, I'm just like, okay, I don't want them to do like another big epic again. At least not for a little bit, because the comparisons will just end up being too much. I think it's good that this show is a lot more grounded. And I really think that's a good thing.
For as grounded as Toku can be, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm talking about just like, we're back in Japan in this case.
It is very, because we are not, I have not seen a scene on the volume stage yet once this season. We are on location. We're in Japan. We're shooting real people, wearing like, regular clothes. They're not wearing like period costumes or whatever the, whatever the King Ogers are wearing.
Royal garb.
Royal garb, there you go. Yeah, it does feel more grounded in that sense. We do have like cars that fly around and whatnot, but still feels much more classic Sentai. Which this time around,
I think is a really good thing.
You think so? Okay.
Yes, because now it's not the norm to do anything normal. Now it's like after 3 years of just craziness, we're just like, here's something a little bit more back to basics, and I'm just like, okay, I can F with this. I'm here for it. Let's go. I really enjoy this show so far. Something about it, chill vibes. I think that's the thing about it for me.
You're getting chill vibes from this, really.
Yes, because of the way that Kingo just kept ramping up. Like this time, it's just like, we're going to vibe a little bit for these first couple episodes. And I really...
For the portrayal of two of our lead characters, I can see where you're getting that.
For Blue and Red?
For Blue and Red.
And Orange.
Orange too, yeah.
Yeah.
Pink so far is the... It's interesting that Pink so far is our most energetic one.
Yes, and I do like the fact that we're actually following another female lead again. After Oni's sister.
Mm-hmm.
And,
this feels like a bit of an Oni sister situation in that we have Pink is an outsider who discovers that there is a team of superheroes, except she willingly goes into this one as opposed to Oni's sister who was unwittingly drawn into all the mess. Yeah,
she's very, I want to do what makes me happy. And I get that. And I really like that.
They make a point of that in the first episode of she's tired of having someone else be behind the wheel.
Yes.
Someone else is always in control of my life. I mean, the first scene is we are at a wedding. Red shows up to the wedding. With the Yakuza. Yeah, it's like, she's getting married to like some son of a mob boss.
Who basically kidnapped her.
Yeah.
To do with this. Because she has a boyfriend.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend, but not by the end of the episode.
Yeah, Red was basically hired by the boyfriend.
Hired by the boyfriend to get her back.
Yeah, Taya
Red in this show is kind of a combination of Ryan Gosling's character in Drive with
Captain Marvelous.
No, that's not what I was going to say. There was another car comparison I was going to make, but move on.
Not enough family?
Not enough family. Not enough family.
Just to talk about the characters a little bit, I love Taya.
Ryan Gosling in Drive was the biggest comparison I came up with.
Something about him, he's just like, he's confident. He's Tony Stark rich.
No, this guy is the kind of rich that Tony Stark is going, oh, too rich for my blood.
Yeah, the dude's out here just buying things left and right. A black credit card. The dude is just
this black special credit card that he shows to the salespeople of this clothing store, and is like, I'm purchasing this entire store.
And Orange apparently has a copy of it because he purchased the.
He has multiple cards. He's got multiple lines of credit.
Yeah, and it's just like something about him. I can't wait to really get into his backstory.
I am really interested. I will say, because you have brought up on many of our last first impressions, the hook.
Yeah.
What is the mystery? I will say one of the things that Boonboomger has going for it the most right now is the mystery.
Yeah.
Of who the hell is this Red Ranger? Where did he come from? What's going on? How did he and Blue meet? Because we get a little bit of a flashback from that.
Apparently, Blue's in love with the guy too. In the transformation thing, he says the word Daisuke. And that's not something you say when you just we're friends.
There are only a few expressions of love verbally that the Japanese have because they're not very verbal people when it comes to expressing affection. Yeah, you make a good point.
The only thing it could be more in
Aishiteru.
Yeah, and they don't really say
and they don't say that much.
So it's just
because it's embarrassing.
A little bit. But it's just in one of those cases, unless you were in 2004 on the internet. This is one of those cases where you're just Blue's in love with the guy. And I'm just I
can believe it.
Yes. Give me more. Look, after coming off of Dungeon Meshi and Brave Bravern this week, Thursday was a wild time for everybody on the internet.
Okay.
Both of those shows came out just what if gay? And that was the entire day. And I was and then this happens, and I'm just
I clapped when I saw it.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, something about Taya is just he's really affable. He's just there to live in the moment.
He's affable. He's a cocky bastard. He looks he looks like he's
come off that way.
I think he does.
I think he just comes off as chill. I have money, and I do things with this money. And then I'm just good at things. Still hate the lips on the suit. Also, everybody in this show has different lip molds.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Different lip molds. One thing, I think my one complaint I have about the suits, it's about the helmets and that there's a little too much space between where the neck collar comes up and where the helmet comes down. Because depending on the angle that they're looking, you'll see a big gap.
Oh, you mean the white area?
Yeah.
Or gray area?
Yeah. There'll be because here it looks fine in this shot, but because a lot of the action scenes in this show so far are shot from low angles.
Yeah.
And as a result, we're looking up at the characters a lot, and
I do love when they do a straightforward on this.
And because of that, I feel like you're seeing a little more flaws in the suit design because it's okay, that's I feel like you could have designed the helmet in such a way that it was a little more of a closed piece.
Oh, go right up into the suit proper.
Yeah.
Or right up into the helmet.
Because in this, it kind of looks like they're wearing a piece of plastic when you shoot it from a certain angle.
But I will say, just in regards, before we really get into the rest of the characters, the action in this show is so fun. Something about it it's wild. I love the fact that they really use those tires on.
I was gonna say it's good use of the suit powers.
Yeah. The acceleration.
It's very quick.
It's
very quick. There's a lot of moving around, a lot of fast action, and for the most part, it's well shot. I think there is a little, like I was saying earlier, I think there is a little too much of a reliance on using low angles. I would like it to be a little more dynamic.
Yeah,
but
first 3 episodes, so things could definitely
First 3 episodes, things could change. I do think the mech fights have been well shot so far.
Wedding a cake.
That was clever. That was clever. I like that.
I love the wedding dress and then wedding cake. It was so fun.
I like how we are getting everyday objects as our monsters this time around.
Yeah.
So
it reminds me of Enter. And him just like infecting the like drills and tubas in some cases.
Enter also Dr. Maki from O's would do this. He would put his metals into like inanimate objects. And that's what would give rise to a greed. In this one we have so our villains this time it's the Hashiran.
Yes, it's Team Rocket.
It basically is Team Rocket.
It's the guy who wrote a good portion of Pokemon.
Also, we have a Pokemon actress in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Bundorio
Banderas
is voiced by Ash.
Is voiced by Rika Matsumoto, who played Ash or Satoshi in the Japanese version of Pokemon, yeah.
And who sang the Ryuki opening.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that opening rules.
That opening is 10 out of 10. There's a reason why it was just a meme for like a year. Like, it was so many people outside of the Tokyo community using it. With the glass shatters. I love that so much.
But yeah, so Team Rocket, what their ultimate goal is to use these inanimate objects to create monsters that will create despair among humans, and when they are in despair from said monster, they release what is called gasoline, which is like their energy source that they're trying to collect. And Giovanni's angry they're not getting it.
Yeah, something tells me that the tone of this story is going to end up shifting a little bit. When we actually end up... It's not even like the actual boss, because it seems like an underboss, because he talks about somebody above him.
Oh, okay. So not Giovanni.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I sort of can't wait, because we already know that Orange already has his changer, and we don't know how Black will get his, but we have seen him in every episode
He's been in every episode so far, which I like.
Yeah.
I like it because Black in this case, or Joe Okusei, he is a... He's a police officer, rookie cop. He always seems to be getting the short end of the stick, always stumbling into accidents. He gets wrapped up in a wedding dress, almost gets sucked into a vacuum.
Taya Ningen. Boom Pink gets arrested this week. So it's just going to be wild.
Goody. We shall see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much our story so far. It has been very Monster of the Week so far with these first 3 episodes.
But I think that's fine.
But with little sprinklings of character moments.
Ishiro, he's very standoffish. She does not like Mira, like at all at the beginning. He did not want her to become a Boonboomger. He's sort of upset at Taya that he let her become one. Mm-hmm. But now he's like...
But I like how Taya appeals to him. It's like, well, I like her. Come on, let's do it. And he's like, so you like her like you like me.
No, he didn't.
It's kind of like that, but it's like I believe in her. Is that enough?
Yeah, is what he says. Oh, I like what she could bring to the team. She seems like fun people.
Yeah.
I sort of hope her boyfriend comes back at some point. I want that to happen. I don't know why.
I kind of don't.
I want that meme.
Let that schmuck go wherever he wants to go.
He was only in the episode for like 30 seconds.
He was in it for 30 seconds and he's like, "Durr, you don't want to go with me anymore. What are you talking about?"
And she said...
she basically just like, I'm going to be a Boonboomger. Peace, bye.
Also, I love the car. And the fact that we're getting a lot of driving in this show. We got more drive than drive. I don't know if that's true.
The first episode does have a car chase.
Of which?
We do open up with a car chase.
Yeah, and then we end up letting old lady cross the street.
That was very funny.
Yes.
I like that moment.
Something like the comedy, oh my god. The whole scene of the most recent episode 3, and Blue and Red are fighting the clock monster. And they're like pausing and everything because he only goes after things that are moving. Yeah. And then Pink realizes that she's going the wrong way as we see her go by. And then she comes back.
Because I guess their cover job, like what their organization is, the Boonboomgers, are deliveries. Yeah. They're a delivery service. And she decides, I will deliver this package myself.
Because the little boy at her part-time job was just like, I had to get to say to my grandmother. He was like...
It's a little mirror that he made himself.
Yeah.
Which is cute.
So she was like, oh, I'll take it. And Taya was... she was like, Taya, can I take the car? And he's like, no.
Because she tries to grab the keys and he's just like, So you took on this job, you deliver it yourself, off you go.
Orange shows up with a bike for her. Mm-hmm.
And this is where we get Orange's introduction, more or less. We see him in the first episode, but we see him in every episode. Yeah, but this is where we find out what he does. He's their procurement specialist, which in the end of the episode, he bought a junkyard for them to fight the monster in. This is in the second episode.
Yeah, I was about to say this episode.
Second episode, where we find out that he bought a junkyard for them to fight the vacuum cleaner monster. so that he would suck up all the garbage, the scrap metal, and he would get his vacuum clogged, and then they would take off the canister, which had the thing in it.
There's a sort of ongoing meme in this show. Like, whenever the monster is just standing there, one of the Boonboomgers will just show up next to him. That is so good. Super speed is they're playing with super speed in this, and I think that's really fun.
But getting back to what you were saying about the clock monster, where she's just in the background, oh, it's the wrong way, and then she comes back, oh,
and then she gets off, and she's like, all right, where am I going? And then she looks to the right, and Red, Blue, and the monster are fighting each other, and he's like, that was her plan the entire time. And then she was like, and then she tries.
She does the pose like, I'm gonna, because it's kind of like a Bokenger thing where they have the tire and they run it along their arm and that's how they transform. And so it looks like she punches her arm out like that's what she's gonna do, and then she just goes, I'll do my best, and then she just leaves.
It is the funniest thing, because I was here like, that is some next level.
They're internalizing, it's like, but then at the end they internalize like, she's playing a decoy, that was her plan. No. She just wanted to do the delivery.
It was so funny. Just like, good luck. Just leaves.
It was good timing.
I really like it. Also, something else I liked, because in episode 2, they like unscrewed during the mech fight. They unscrewed the, I guess, the big bad in this case. They unscrewed him. Yeah,
because one of their sword primary weapon is a screwdriver that they can use to disassemble.
Yeah. Parts of the
bad guy.
And then in episode 3, it doesn't work because the clock is rusted.
Yeah, because the screws are all rusted. Because they do it on the wedding dress monster, and like the dress falls off.
Yeah.
And the monster's like, "Oh, I'm exposed." And then they do it. They get like the vacuum cleaner off the other thing, and yeah, clever use of it so far. And then they go to dual wielding. We get another hand attachment for the third episode.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I'm sort of wondering how often they're going to do like Hashim with all the cars going. I'm fine with like them doing like the little race scene because each one doesn't feel the same. But I'm just like, do you have to do each car each time? We only end up seeing 3 or 4 in this case with episode 3.
Who knows?
Especially because 2 of them aren't there yet.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the show that I don't like the most so far, and that's that as much as it can be a palate cleanser after the last couple, I would say, there is something about looking down at about them. They kill the monster. You look down at the runtime and there's still 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
There's something about that isn't sitting right with me when it's happened 3 times in a row.
I think it's because of the fact, I can't even say this for Dawn Brothers because it took a bit for Dawn Brothers. King Oger sort of did this at the beginning too, where they had a mech fight each episode, and then they stopped.
The thing is, Dawn Brothers, I was more invested in what was going on, and I liked it more. This one, not so much. Like, the show is good so far. So far, it's good. But
I think it might take a little bit more time to ramp up.
Yeah.
And, we don't want to compare it to the other 2. Or really other 2.
No, I'm just talking on it on its own merits.
We'll include Zenkaiger in this. But, yeah, it's just like, it's one of those things where you're just like, all right, where are we going to go? How's the story going to change? Mm-hmm. What's going to happen with our 6? Will it be that lady at the end of episode 3? I sort of hope it is. Because there have been rumors.
I like her.
There's rumors about a Violet.
I like her.
And I'm just like, if it's her, that's great. But yeah, I really can't wait to see where the show goes. Because I've really been enjoying the first 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. Like, there's definitely been nothing wrong with anything that I've seen. So I'm really just waiting to see where we're going to go from here.
I'll say there's been nothing egregiously bad. No. There's been nothing that's made me go like, I don't like where this is going. But it is a little bit of a shock to the system. Going off of King Oger especially. It's a little bit of a shock to the system, but from what I have seen, so far, so good.
Yeah, like I'm enjoying all the characters. I'm enjoying the villains and their Team Rocket antics. And I'm enjoying the vibe of the show more than anything. We needed that calm after King Oger just like epic for the second half of this. Well, for really the entire show. But yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so far, I think the best thing it has going for it so far is definitely what it's hooked me with the things I don't know yet.
And the biggest thing that it hooked me with so far is the fact that it's already better than Gotchard.
Yeah, it's Not too hard from what I remember of what I've seen of Gotchard, but anywho.
Remember when Geats and King Oja were on at the same time?
No, not really.
That was a wild time of life. It was a very
glorious time to be alive. You last year.
At least Boom Boom is just like keeping the streak of, all right, we have good Sentai.
Yeah.
You know, for me, that's 4 years strong. I know for you, that's 5. But, yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
And I guess that'll do it for our first impressions. Join us for our next review where we will be discussing Garo,
yes,
Heir to the Steel Armor. It's ending sooner than expected, so we're going to go ahead and jump in and do that one.
Yeah.
And then after that will be the original Ultraman.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many episodes Garo had. Otherwise, this probably would have been after. But with it ending literally when it ends, what can you do?
So that will be our review the first week of April. There will be no video next week. Yeah. It is Marcus's birthday, so we will be taking the week off for that.
Don't forget to join us all the days. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for watching.